It's simply unbelievable. These discarded water pipes are being recycled by the craftsmen, and after simple processing, they turn into the most practical electrical wire. They've perfectly reduced the price of electrical wires. First, let's look at the choice of raw materials. Used soft hoses are excellent materials for making wire insulation. The craftsmen cut the hoses into small sections. 1. To remove unnecessary parts. 2. To make the subsequent crushing work easier. The crusher in front of us has two massive flywheels. It operates with high efficiency. However, this efficiency comes with considerable risk. There are no safety precautions, so a moment of inattention could result in the flywheels pulling someone in. After the plastic has been crushed, it is collected. The next step might be hard to understand. The reason for pouring the plastic bits from above is because there's a fan nearby. This process is used to remove impurities from the crushed material. It works just like the wind machines used on farms in the past. After the wind blows through, it's directly packaged, skipping the cleaning step. The shredded plastic is sent to the next process. Using only recycled materials wouldn't be enough, so they mix in 60% new materials. The plastic powder is added into a mixing barrel. Next, they throw in the bags of recycled materials. Then, they can cover the barrel and start mixing. The mixing machine has large teeth, so the mixing speed isn't too fast. Once the plastic is mixed, it's fed into the extruder's inlet. The heating device in the extruder is quite rudimentary. They use natural gas to heat the materials from the outside. After the initial processing, the new and old materials don't perfectly blend together. So, they're sent back to the crusher for further grinding. At this point, the plastic is more even. Next, the materials are put back into the mixing machine. This step is to color the plastic. They're using common red pigment here, along with 2 scoops of plasticizer, which are added into the mixing machine. Then the pigment is poured in and the mixing can begin. After mixing, the color looks quite uniform. Now, the prepared plastic is poured into a pelletizer. The lid at the pelletizer's outlet needs to be removed and the filter cleaned for smooth production. After reattaching the filter, the machine starts, and smooth plastic strips are extruded. The plastic strips are then cooled in a water tank. Next, they're sent to the pelletizer for granulation. Once the plastic pellets are made, we're just one step away from producing the wire. The pellets are directly poured into the extruder. The same method is used here, with natural gas heating. The pipe at the extruder's rear is narrow, so constant heating with natural gas is required to keep it flowing smoothly. Once the plastic is properly extruded, the copper wire is added. They use 3 strands of copper wire, and together, they meet the standard of 1 mm superscript 2. The copper wire is inserted into the mold and then pulled out from the front. Excess plastic at the outlet is cleaned, and the protective film is installed. The threaded connection is tightened, and the production process can officially begin. At first, the wire insulation is not formed properly, but just a few seconds later, normal wire starts to emerge. The freshly made wire is quite fragile. To prevent the wire from snapping, they use a complex reel system for winding. Once the wire is wound, it goes through a printing roller. The machine speed can be adjusted. You might say the equipment here is outdated, but you can't doubt the skills of the craftsmen. There are 4 sets of copper wires ready in the back, and they can be switched out as needed. The machines are old, but the main thing is that they're stable. The craftsmen in this factory would rather use stable old equipment than deal with unstable new machines. At the outlet, they don't directly wind the wire, but instead, let it cool on the ground to ensure it cools properly. The metal piece the craftsman is holding is a gauge to check the wire's diameter. It's used to ensure the wire's thickness is up to standard. The wire's surface is printed with specifications, indicating it's 1 mm superscript 2. Such thin wire might be a bit underpowered for household appliances, but for a place like Pakistan, with lower power consumption, there are still plenty of applications. The semi-automatic winding isn't very fast and can be hard on the hands, so don't try to be clever and fix this problem. If the problem was solved, the craftsmen might lose their jobs. Finally, the finished wires are packaged. Even though the equipment is outdated, the packaging process is still very professional. The manufacturer's information is clearly marked. Remember to follow my channel for more creative videos.